Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time for another episode of Foundation Fest, and today I've got from Tarte the Maracuja Juicy Glow Tint, the self-proclaimed tint that broke the internet. I don't know where I was when that happened, because I don't remember that happening, but that's what they say it is. That's what they say. Retails for $40. Now, I've got the mini size. I bought the mini size, but the full size 1 ounce is $40. Comes in 25 different shades. I've got this in 16B, Fair Light Beige. It is vegan, clean, and cruelty-free. Guess who's here? Thought I was going to get through the intro without her, but no, so okay, let's take a look at what they say about this one. Medium flexible coverage, dewy radiant finish for a 16-hour soft focus glow. There's a bunch of yada yada. Nope, now if you're climbing all over the place, you gotta go. You gotta go. Where was I? Encapsulated maracuja spheres create natural dewiness so skin looks firmer, brighter, and smoother. Antioxidant rich. So this is lots and lots and lots of fruit extracts, and so if you're sensitive to that, be aware. There does not appear to be any added fragrance in it. However, with so much fruit extract, I think the scent from that would probably be plenty. That's about what we got going on here. They've got some super fruits and medium flexible coverage. Let's take a look at 16B, swatched against a few others in my collection. Swatch time. First up is today's foundation from Tarte, the Maracuja Juicy Glow in shade 16B, Fair Light Beige. Second, I've got from Estee Lauder, the Double Wear Stay in Place in 1C1 Cool Bone. Third up is MAC Studio Sculpt in NW15. And last, I've got from Wet n Wild, the Tinted Hydrator in Fair. I've already cleansed, moisturized, and sunscreened this 48-year-old face. They recommend applying this with brush or fingertips, so I will use my grubby paws. They are not grubby because I washed my paws. Let's take a look at the consistency of this one. I say the word paws, and guess who comes running? Is she gonna be trouble all day? Is that what we got going on here? Is she gonna be trouble all day? I was aiming for my summer shade, so we will see. It might be a smidge too dark at this point of the year, but it is spring and summer is theoretically coming. Although I will spend a majority of my summer in Ireland where the weather is actually cooler than it even is today. But I love that weather. So I probably should have thought ahead as I've been buying a lot of my quote-unquote summer shade for this year because I won't really be here all summer. And I won't get much sun being in Ireland. So that was a miscalculation on my part. Yeah, this is sheer enough that I don't think I'm going to have trouble shade-wise. Oh, it's dewy. They were not kidding. They were not kidding about this dewiness. Doesn't look greasy though. Like it's a dewy complexion for sure. I would say sheer coverage. I don't know I would not call this medium at all. I can still see all the sunspots. There is some redness correction going on my chin where the redness tends to be the worst. My chin and my nose doesn't really look like a whole lot going on the skin. I'm looking at my 10X here. I guess it's evening. It's evening skin tone a bit. All right, let's go on the other side here. Let's get one coat down and see where we're at in terms of building up. Because you know me, I do like some nice medium coverage. Medium coverage is my jam. I don't like to be able to see my sunspots or my freckles once summer gets here and the freckles come out. So I will be attempting to build this up. Yeah, I would call this a skin tint, which they do call it a skin tint, but then they say medium coverage, and medium coverage implies to me that you're going to cover some things up on my face. And I don't think things are being covered up on my face. I think it's just a tint and a little bit of coverage. I have to say that the finish is a little weird to me. Like, it's dewy, but it's... We're going to have to see how this goes with the whole rest of the face on, because it's almost that saran wrap look. Like, the look you get when you... Not that I've ever covered my face in saran wrap, but, you know, like, it looks like a plasticky sort of coating. It doesn't feel... It feels fine. It doesn't feel any different than foundation, but... Alright, let's try to build up a little bit. Get the sunspots going. I'm going to try to keep as much product right where I want it as possible and see if we can hide some sunspots. Yeah, this shade is a bit dark. For being in the fair side of things, this is pretty dark for fair. It's another reason why I don't wear a lot of Tarte, because their eyeshadows, the Amazonian clay doesn't work for me. I kind of react to it. And their complexion products they just don't usually do it for me. I want to like them. It's one of those brands. I want to love you. Oh, well, I mean, it's a little buildable, not a whole lot. There's the sunspots, there's the blue blood vessel. Not super buildable. Yeah, the buildable medium coverage part, I would say not really. I'm going to take some down my neck just because this is a bit dark. So I want to extend a little bit and try and minimize that look of darkness if possible. Now later today, I am going to be sweating and moving things and setting up an event for this weekend, so we're gonna give this a workout. They said, what'd they say, it's waterproof? I'm just gonna use the little bit that I have left in. But they said waterproof, and they said, you know, it makes it sound like this should hold up, like, to everything, all of the challenges that we might throw at it, so... I mean, I think this is buildable in that you can apply it over itself and it doesn't cause any problems. Like, it doesn't look strangely layered or anything, but I don't think the coverage has increased. I used up what I had put on the palette there, so let's zoom in and get a look at what we are seeing here. Like I said, the finish is a little bit odd. It's a little bit plasticky, which is just, it's kind of making things like fine lines and pores kind of have a reflect to them, so it's kind of accentuating them, which, you know, that happens with this kind of a finish. It just is what it is. It's not settling into lines, and it's not settling into pores. It actually looks pretty nice as far as like how it's sitting on my nose. No trouble between my eyebrows. Really no trouble anywhere. I can't really see the product. Just a little bit clinging on, a little flakiness on my upper lip, but very, very, very minimal clinging there. So I think we're in good shape there. It's just a little bit odd. That's the only thing that's kind of throwing me off. I think the finish is sort of plasticky, like saran wrappy. I don't have a better word for it. That's where I'm at. They do say in their recommendations for application to use their concealer along with it for higher coverage. So I don't know. I would disregard the medium coverage claim because I don't think I would call this medium coverage. But other than that, so far, so good. Let's check the time. The time is 12:57. Let me go put the rest of my face on. I will be right back. Back with the Tarte Juicy Glow. I didn't have any trouble with it, but it just looks weird on my skin. It just looks weird on my skin. Anyway, we'll see how it wears, how it goes. It just that plasticky look is just odd. Feels fine, everything blended fine on the rest of my face. Heat Wave bronzer. My blush is the Youthforia. This is their color changing blush. It turns a nice little pink shade on me. My eyes are primarily this is from Adept Cosmetics. This is the, oh, can I even pronounce it? Ketracel White? I don't know. It's like a pigment palette. I basically swiped that across my eyes, and I think it's going to be able to do what I want it to do. This was the first time I used it. I should have done crease and transition first. I was going to do them after, and that got a little bit muddy and messy, but I really think this is a cool palette. I was using the Alter Ego Midsummer palette to blend out. I used a little bit of that neutral shade, a little bit of this shade, and a little bit of the dark brown in my outer corners. The brows and mascara are lawless. My lip is Jones Road. This is their lip tint in Mocha Rose. I feel like, so last night on TikTok, I had run across a performance where Alanis Morissette was performing Thank You back in the 90s. So 90s makeup and everything. And I screenshot it because I was like, oh, I want to do that makeup look. This has nothing to do with that. But I think it got my head into like my 90s kid vibe. So I feel like my makeup is like a weird mix of today and the 90s, especially this lip. This lip is like, it's like an updated version of what I wore all through the 90s. And I love it. Anyway, this face is looking a little bit weird. Like, the finish is just weird. I look in the mirror. I can't put my finger on it. Is it too dewy? But I feel like there's still some redness. So I feel like I'm wearing a full face, except there's not enough coverage to justify what I've done on my eyes. I don't know. Well, whatever. I'm going to go about my day. Guess what? I'm going to get a sandwich, because I always get a sandwich. I film these right before I go get lunch, and lunch is my first meal of the day. I'm not a breakfast person. I mean, I love breakfast food, and breakfast for dinner is like actually one of my favorite things. But I don't like to eat when I first wake up. So I'm going to go get a sandwich. Then I'm going to go set up for this event tomorrow. It's supposed to be thunderstorming and raining this afternoon, which I'm probably going to run into. And so we will give a good old waterproof test. They claim it's waterproof, this foundation. So we're going to give it a good old waterproof test. And should I wear earrings today? I probably should have put some earrings in before I took my thumbnail pictures. But I just got these. I am such a sucker for costume jewelry. Oh, those are cute. Are these going to be a pain while they're going to bother me while I'm setting up. I'll wear them to my event tomorrow. But I have so many. This is why I started just making earrings, because I'm obsessed with earrings. Half the time I forget to wear them, but I love them and I love wearing them. And I got these from Paparazzi at a vendor event that I did last weekend. Look at how pretty. They're like, so pretty, so pretty. I'm not going to wear them today, though. I think they're going to bother me if I'm like running around, bending over, doing all the things. All right, I'm going to go. I'm going to do the things. It's 1:44 right now. Going to go do the things. I'll be back with a daylight check-in, and I'll come back tonight, give you guys my final thoughts. All right, quick update. I thought that maybe powdering it a little bit would help, and I literally just turned the camera off. Like, this is like moments after I left you. I powdered it a tiny bit with the Wet n Wild. I've been wanting to try this, but it kicks up a lot of powder. Look at how much powder is underneath there that just dipping my brush in made the powder go freaking everywhere. So it's a very, very, very soft powder. Be careful with that. But it's the Wet n Wild 5-in-1 Essence, Primer, and Finish Powder. Of course, I didn't use it as my base, but I used it as a finish powder. And I do think it took down the weirdness, the plasticky look. And I think that's good. Now the question is, will this dry me out? And because I generally don't powder my foundations anymore because they dry me out. So, but I think it looks normal now. So that finish, which I mean, I guess the whole point of this is it's juicy glow and the juicy look is in. And that was too juicy. That was something. It was. I love a dewy finish, but like that was like plasticky. I don't know. The powder seems to have. I like it better with the powder. All right. Now I'm gonna go get a sandwich. I'll see you guys in a bit.
It is 5 o'clock. I missed the rain, but I got sweaty. I figured while I'm still all hot and bothered, I would check in and show you guys. Now, I've only dabbed my face with a paper towel and a lot of makeup seemed to come off. I have a Kleenex. This is one that I was dabbing my face with, and there's a good amount of makeup on it, so I don't know about this whole waterproof thing. Maybe they don't mean sweat, I don't know, but it is a bit dark. Avoid the tomato red portions of my face, which is why I like foundation, because that's part of what I'm trying to hide. I've been a red-faced kid since I was little, and people used to make fun of me. So yeah, that's where we're at. Color. All right, I'll be back tonight. We'll see how this one does.
11:46 p.m. I think that puts us right around the 10-hour mark. Let's take a look at how the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Glow held up. There's not much left. And the reason I know that is because the area where I brought the concealer down over the foundation to sort of meld them together is the only area where I see product. Like there's a line where I can see where it stops, and the rest of my face it's gone. It's just gone. And I'm telling you, so I'm gonna take a clean Kleenex here, but when I was sweating, I took a flat palm and just went like this. And I went like this. And I went like this. That's all I did not wipe my face. I was trying to keep it intact as best I could. But like I said, a lot of product came off on the paper towel, Kleenex, whatever you call it. So I don't know about this whole like waterproof thing. I can't imagine if it can't even handle sweat. And I wasn't running a marathon or anything. I was just, it's humid out and I was sweating because I was setting things up. Like it wasn't crazy time physical exertion. It was just, I sweat a little bit when it's warm and I'm moving around. So that's really, 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 really disappointing. The finish, that's the other reason I know it's missing, because the weird finish is not visible. I can't see it. So it's gone. It's just gone. Let's zoom in. I want to show you guys up close what we are dealing with. So like I can see a little bit of product in the crease of my chin. You know, I can just see like the yellowish shade of foundation stuck there. Can't really see anything around my nose. I did not have to blow my nose today. I know, I was shocker. What is going on? My nose is completely red. I can see the redness of my cheeks coming through. So it really didn't even stay put there. On my forehead, I can tell that it's all blotchy, like where there's a couple spots where my bronzer is still visible, but like there's a lot of spots where it's now disappeared. So that really didn't stay put at all because I think the foundation underneath it went away. Yeah. But if you look under my eyes, you can see sort of a little cakey residue of the area where the concealer and the foundation overlapped, and I didn't pat that area as much apparently. So it's too finicky for me. There's no way I'm gonna fight with this thing and then not get wear time out of it if I happen to sweat that day. Like that's just, if I had to give a grade to the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Glow, Shelly's very glad she bought the mini size and not the big one. Because I rarely return foundations. I rarely return them. I like to try them a few times if they do poorly, just to make sure that I can't do something to make it work. And I like to keep them on hand to do swatches, comparisons for other foundations of the same brand. Then I end up donating a lot of them every couple times a year. I donate to Project Beauty Share, that organization that Taylor Wynn works with. And so I wouldn't return it likely, but I have to give it an F. I wasn't thinking F earlier. Had it stuck around, I probably would have given a D+. I don't like it. I don't like it. It does not work for me. And now that it just vanished off my face, that's the end of the road. That's the end of the road for this one. There you have it. Another episode of Foundation Fest is in the books. If you like foundation reviews, if you had fun with this one, give me a thumbs up down below. Let me know in the comments. What do you want me to pick up? I did pick up on your request. What is this? Monica Blunder Beauty Blunder cover. It just arrived. Yes, I changed my nails. I just saw them in the camera. I have an event tomorrow, obviously, and I was going for patriotic. What is Ziva doing? Destroying my chair. I was going for patriotic, and what I ended up with is I feel like I look like I'm about to audition for Wonder Woman. But, hey, you know, it's all good. It's all good. So, more foundation reviews coming. Let me know what you want to see. I buy them whenever I can. And as always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.